on, we will record the video. Okay, good evening to all, and welcome to our internal auditor course for integrated management system 9,000, 14,000, and 30,000. Okay, my name is Raj Mugan. I'm the whole good trainer for this course. Okay, basically, this center is set up by me. Okay, I can share. Everyone here, right? Okay, able to hear, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think we start. Maybe we can take all the photos. We can open the camera. We see. So anyway, it's recording. I can just capture for the purpose, recording purpose. You can turn on your video. So for short while, after that, you can turn off. It's okay. Okay, so Mr. Yeah.
Something wrong on video. Let me see. Let me check.
Okay, you can check it out. Meantime, I share. I use myself. Then you can one by one. You can show also. Okay. Right. I think all can see now. Make sure that it's okay. No problem. Coven, can able to see you. Second, you can see. The comment. Okay. Anyway, let me move on. Okay. So, not that. Yeah.
My video is something wrong. I can't.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. No problem. You can
I can't on it.
Okay. No issue. Okay. So I can introduce. Okay. This is my. Yeah. This call is an intrusive consultancy. This is my website. Basically, what we are doing is, actually we have set up initially. Can you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Able to hear me on? I think there's some connection issue. Can you able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's a connection. Okay.
Yes, we are able to. Yep.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so we set up in 2012. My company started up, set up by me with a few of my colleagues. So what we do that is we are providing safety officers, safety personals, coordinators, ECO, FSM, confined space, others as well. Then we are the MOM approved auditors, MOM approved training centers, and doing LSP.
The voice a bit soft.
Say again. The voice
a bit soft. I can't hear clearly.
Wait on. You hold for a while. I bring out maybe. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. Can you able to hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, no better.
No better. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So, yeah. So this our actually we are main scope of our services. Then we do auditing as well. So we do a consultancy for management system preparations for the ISO 9040 as well. So we have a training centers. So we have different type of people. I mean, I have HR manager, facilitator, trainers. We have WSQ skill courses. It's under our approved training organization. Okay. So these are we have courses like managing work at height, perform work at height, perform metal scaffold erection, and a scaffold erection supervisor's course. So these are the WSQ courses. So these are the training courses. On top of that, we have courses. We have ISO 9000, 14,000. We have separate also. We have internal auditor courses. Then we contact our basic traffic controller course, fire watchmen. Even we have a customized course if any clients need. So we will design and develop the course for them. We contact in-house training as well. Okay, so this is what my our company is scope. Okay, basically I'm a safety officer. I'm a fire safety manager. I'm an environmental control officer. I'm an auditor. I'm a trainer. I'm a course developer. Even I'm a pest control technician. So I'm having experience in different industries. Basically, I'm a chemical engineer. I work in chemical industries, Ultrax. Then I work in semicon, that means wafer fabrication. In Singapore, this company called is a Chartered Semiconductor. So now called is a Global Foundry. So this I work in the environment over there. Then I have worked in construction industry, condominium project, HDB. I work in a PUB, even work in a LTA projects. So experience in safety line more than 15 years. The total overall experience more than 20 years, 25 years I have experience. Okay, so this is what my experience. Basically, I'm very passionate to teach and help people to prevent accidents and so those things. This is my passion. Okay, so this is my background. Maybe we introduce one by one, so it's better understanding. Maybe I stop my shares, stop screen. Yeah, you can introduce yourself, your background, your experience.
Hi, my name is Mei Jin.
Hi.
I have experience in the construction industry, and currently in the same industry also, and I have experience in service line. So I have passion on quality management. That's why I joined the team and yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Next one, Mr. Kovin.
Hi, I'm now currently in the working on the heat exchanger specialist. We are working on the fire and petrochemical field.
Okay.
And I will going to be now the So and Son, joining soon to the So and Son company.
Okay.
Collaboration project side. So I think mostly we are doing on the project management and the production fabrication of this field structure. So that is our background. So that we will need some auditing for the ISO. We will be required also.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Ken.
Hi everybody, I'm Ken, working in the cleaning service industry for the past 2 years plus, going to 3 years, managing with all the service line. So that's why attending this course to learn more about the management over here itself. So because in cleaning service, we lead a lot of management, especially like the standard in the ISO as well. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, so basically without ISO, it's now all the world is moving with the standards. So how are we going to be, improve the quality, safety, environmental health? So it's basic needed. Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. So.
Okay, that's my turn. Okay, sorry about that. I usually attend the Zoom. I got no problem for the video, but today I don't know something wrong. I can't on it. Later I check it out again.
No
okay, basically we are from the So and Son. Okay, we already have our IMS ISO system in place, and this is the second year already. So yes, we system in place. This internal auditor course have attended before more than about 10 years ago and all that. So just wanted to refresh again and see whether this system will be actively the comply all these things compliance or not. Also bring in our now our company got 3-star attending today, so that we can improve on that after this course. I hope you can share more on us all the relevant parts and all that.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, in this industry, construction, more than 25 years. Construction line, more on the construction line, project management.
That's good. Okay, yeah, some of the we can share. I think most of the experience. So some of the point we can discuss. Okay. So it's not like we can move. We can go group discussion. So it's more full. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let me share. Okay, so I wanted to send out the notes. So I WhatsApp you lah. I WhatsApp Ken and WhatsApp is show. Then we can share with them now. I WhatsApp you, or you will prefer email? I think both also can. The course notes, I will share with you all. Maybe I share with the WhatsApp.
Just WhatsApp, Edward.
Okay. Are you able to hear me now? Can you hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
I already sent ready through the WhatsApp. You can check the WhatsApp. Okay. Yeah, can you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so continue with the course. So this call is integrated management system. One is the 9000, 2015 is a quality management system. Then the 14,000, 2015 environmental management system. Another one is occupational health and safety management system. So to choose them together. Okay, so we're going to see recommends for 9,000 and the 14,000s. Can you able to hear me? Can you able to hear me?
No.
Yeah, you can able to hear me, right?
You can hear properly. Very well.
There's some. Now it's better.
Yes, now better.
Okay. Okay, so I just want to share an understanding. Okay, so what is a safety and what is a quality? So what do you all think of? What's your view of safety and quality?
Safety, of course, is very is life concern.
Okay.
And of course, when there's a safety, then the quality sure is good. No delay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we can say. Then what is the quality?
Quality is productive and happy environment. That smooth operation.
Okay. Yeah, we can say lah. So there's in a different ways we can explain. So these are products or maybe services. We can explain the manner. Any other guys? Any other view? Your view? What is the safety and what is the quality? Okay, I just want to. You can see my PowerPoint slide, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will say safety and quality. Some of the terms I will say is 1D. Yeah. So what is a 1D? I will say is duty. Yeah. So is duty we can consider is a safety and quality. Okay. So how the duty? So everyone how they know the duty? Yeah. I will say it's 2D. So what is a 2D? It's called is a own duty. Other one is a O duty. Okay, it's a 2D. Yeah. That means D and D. Yeah. So what is a own duty? So let's say I'm the supervisor, I'm the manager. So what is my own duty? My roles and responsibility. So this call is a own duty. So let's say it's own duty. Let's say I borrow some money from them. So I have to pay back the money. So that means I owe the money. So this call is I'll say it's a own duty lah. Okay, so the next thing I will say is 3D. So what is a 3D? I'll say is don't know, don't understand, don't want to do. So from this, I will say 3D. So is if anything I want to do, anyone do the perform the job in terms of safety or quality. So initially the guy is new. So this guy, he don't know. So if we don't know what normally the people they do.
Don't know, don't do.
Don't do, right? So okay. So you don't know. Let's say you some other places you go. So why you to go? If let's say you need to come to my certain place, you want to go there. You know the address, but you don't know how to go. So why normally people will do? If any places or anything not sure about that, so what normally people will do?
Google Map.
Google Map, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So some other item they can say with some internet now working. They want to know what they do. Let's say, but not sure about normally what they do. People may ask people.
Ask others.
Ask others, right? Okay. Now this guy may know, but if let's say with some the job, the guy new to the job, the guy is don't know. So what the guy they do, they give a training to them, but the guy may not understand. So the reason behind not understand because they're not teach properly, or maybe the guy not capable to understand fully. That's one of the reasons. Okay, so now the guy know, but now you understand. But some people maybe they don't want to do. Why normally people don't want to do the job? Any reason?
Normally because of don't know how to do and is struggling.
But the guy know, he understand, but he don't want to do.
Lazy.
One of the things good, he may lazy.
Not safe.
Yeah, we can say also. I have other sense, maybe this guy want to Alibaba.
Maybe not interested.
This is not interested, or maybe the company, maybe the guy may not promoted, or maybe they not get salary, higher salary. So there's a many reasons can say they don't want to do.
Okay, so how we need to make the duty? So I will say is 3. Yeah. So what is 3? So I'll here say engineering, education. Let's say put up. So engineering. Then the next one is education. Other one is enforcement. Okay, so the guy he tried to do the job. So this guy he don't know, right? So I give a method of statement. So I give a risk assessment. I give a safe work procedure. Okay, so with engineering, if let's say this guy not understand the duty, if he don't know the duty, I given based on this. So the guy now he understand. If let's say anything want to, let's say do any engineering job, let's say for drawing, need to draw, maybe to fabricate the thing. How the guy going to fabricate? How he know what to fabricate? So based on the method of statement. So this is what every process, this one must have. It's a basic one must have. Okay, so the guy now he know, but he may not understand fully. So what can be done? So we give a training. So this guy, we can give up a training. So this guy try to, if we give the training, the guy may understand. But he not understand fully what can be done. I give a training, attend the training, but this guy not understand fully, he may not understand. So what can be done?
On job training, coach him again.
Yes, we can do a coaching. I say demo, practical demonstration. We go to. Okay, so now this guy know, this guy understand, but he don't want to do. So they don't want to do reason lazy. Maybe he's not performing well. Maybe he's less salary. I don't want to follow safety. You want to Alibaba. So I need to do. I will take enforcement. So what normally enforcement can be done? I'll say give a warning letter, issue a fine, stop of order. So these are things can be done because why I'm doing this all? Because I want to do my duty. The duty is equal to safety and quality. Is whatever, anything, any event we can say. Everyone do the job. Normally nothing goes wrong. Everyone know the job. Everyone understand the job. Everyone do the job. Nothing goes wrong. Right? Okay. So if let's say how I'm going to do my engineering, the method of statement. How to develop the method of statement. So I will say is 5M method. So anyone know what is it? Can share what is a 5M method? So I will say is man.
Man, machine, material.
Right. Okay, go to the next slide. Okay, so this call is a 5M method. So number 1 is man. Number 2 is
Method.
machine. Yeah, method also can. Number 3, method. Number 4,
Material.
materials. Number 5, anyone can guess? Medium. Medium is environment. Okay, so the man normally what need to have? The man must be trained. The man must understand. Okay, let's say I'm doing a scaffold, scissor lift. What the man needs to be, anyone can operate?
Yeah, no, competent.
Must be competent person, huh? Same, your machine, what type of machine you're using, so you need to have a
Electrical, the LED check.
so if anything
Calibrated.
yeah, you need to go is you must check on that. What is the legal recommend those two?
Calibrated.
Right.
MOS certification.
So the machinery need to have a license.
License.
You need to have a maintenance. Anything else? Is it safeguarded? You have to pre-operation check. Anything else? So these are things we need to check it out. Okay, so the method. So this also must be, the method can be your drawing. Then the types. Is it a conventional type? So you must know the method, right? So let's say you're working in the site, construction site. Let's say you want to unloading material, loading from a lorry crane to ground level. So this method is general method. If let's say you want to hoist up, you want to unloading or loading to the from ground level to 10 story. So this method can be used by the tower crane. So that means the method is different, right? So you must check out for the different types of methods. The materials also is based on the, if let's say the material need to check also, the material will change based on the method, based on the machine. Maybe some may not change because based on your process. Okay. Okay, the next one is medium. Medium is environment. So the environment also based. So where are you going to work? Working the roadside, you're working, you were same, your lifting operation, you carry out in the site, construction site. So what is the process? If let's say the same process, you're working in the roadside, let's say 70 kilometer per hour. So the road, I mean the expressway or normal road. So this recommend is different. That means your medium environment change, the other recommended change. Is all is interlinked. If let's say working in the roadside, what type of man you need? So you need to have a traffic controller. Let's say working there, you must have applied. Let's say working on the road, LTA prompt you need to apply. But the same hoisting lifting operation in carry out in the site, construction site, do you need to refer for the LTA? It's not necessary. If let's say working in the HDP block areas, you need to put up additional control measures, your barricade, cordon off the area, traffic controller, everything you need to do. So that means you change medium, it will change. If let's say your material change, the size of the material or weight of the material, then it will change also. Let's say I want to hoist up 2 tons of a material. So what type of machine we need? Can we use a lorry crane, or maybe where I'm going to use tower crane, craveler crane, depends on the available, we can use it on. If let's say I want to use a 10 ton, also this we can maybe you can go for tower crane and others. Then if let's say change a method, your machine may change, your man may change. So all is interlinked. Okay, so this is based on this we can develop our method of statement. I mean engineering. Okay, so is it if I done ready, but how to carry out my job? Is it automatically will go? How to execute the process? I'll say it's 1 hatch 5W. So what is a 1H5W? So okay, let's say number 5W means I will say is number one is just ask. You have to ask what you want to do. You must ask why you want to do. You must ask where you want to do. You must ask when you will do. You must ask who will do. Then you must ask how you going to do. Right? So you based on this, we can carry out the job. We can execute the process. If let's say something goes wrong, it's called a fishbone diagram also, they will check why, where you went wrong. And who does wrongly? I mean, who does this error, the mistake? Right? Why actually they carry out process? We have to find out the root causes all. Why I'm doing all this? Because I'm going to do my duty. Okay, is it enough? Can we carry out all? So I will say is IPO. So what is IPO? Input, process, output. So it's based on this. This is our normal typical process flow. So if anything you want to do, you must have an input. Let's say what is you want to output. Let's say your product. You want to produce any product. Let's say I want to make milk powder. So how do I make a milk powder? What is the input? Right, I need a milk. Right. So how I'm going to make a powder, make it a powder. So I need to I must have a dryer. Dryer need to have. So for that, I need to have a machineries, boilers, heaters, dryers, all those things. So you're going to be make it a process in the dryer. So what are the input I'm going to given, and what are the measurement going to taken? What input I'm going to given, so I need to measure also. Then based on the process, then I will come out with the output. Output also I need to measure the spec, the specifications. Right? Everyone can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
So this call is
Yes.
okay. So the next one I will say is DMAG. This call is a Six Sigma. So what is a DMAG? I say it's define, measure, analyze, improve, control. So define, what I'm going to define. Define what is a problem. Let's say you make it a problem statement. So if let's say I see someone they are reporting is a problem, maybe it's any error. So I need to measure, is it really is a problem? If I measure the problem is okay, this is a problem identified, then we need to analyze. So we can analyze based on a fire method, we can go for 5W, 1H. So based on this, I can identify what is the root causes and what is went wrong and when is went wrong, all those things. So based on this, identify. Then after that, I can improve by the making a solution. Right? So it's choose the right solution. Then after that, I make a correct the problems. Then after that, I need to control. So I need to control by implementing measures. Okay, so I will say other also there's ISO. What is ISO actually? What is the meaning of ISO?
International Standard Organization.
Yes, correct. But here I will say write and do. Only two things. So your your ISO standard says that whatever you want to do, you carry out your process, you must have a written procedure. Right? You need to have a manual, you need to have procedures, you need to have a safer procedures, all need to have. But if something I want to carry out a new thing, maybe do R&D, you can carry out, no issue. But after you're done, so make a written procedures. Then make it a procedure, communicate with everyone. So this call is ISO.
Plan to check.
Right? So no need to memorize anything. So only thing, whatever you want to do, they never say you want to do A or B. This one up to you. Anything you can do, but you must have written procedures. This one must communicate with everyone. So that's called is ISO. Okay, so if this can be carried out, because we all human, so emotional. So I will say is everyone must have a culture, have a habit, right? So there's one more thing I will say is, if anything not sure, we need to ask. This call is a attitude, skill, knowledge. So this call, if anything, if we don't know, I will say is ask, ASK, right? So this call is attitude. Okay, I have a skill, I have a knowledge, I have a master degree. I have a skill more than 20 years or 25 years, but I'm not good to the people. I'm very rude to the people. Make politics, not to work as a team. Your attitude no good. So there's no use. We cannot carry out the job. Right? You must have a culture, you must have a spirit, you must have attitude. So all in place. This one it will be affected our safety, our quality. So all I can say, everything I'll say, if everyone do the job is number 1D. Yeah? So that means if we do the duty, nothing goes wrong. Agree, right? Everyone agree? Everyone do the job, roles and responsibility they do, nothing goes wrong. Right? So these are the basic concept. Is anything to be happen, any event? These are the factors it is behind, is running. It can be a safety, it can be a quality, training, or health industry, all over, even cleaning industry, all the industries. So this will be, just want to share with you all. Okay, we save the. Okay, maybe share with the slides. Okay, so the aims of a new framework. So everyone, okay, right? Any feedback?
Okay.
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 Yes, everything okay.
So okay, so this is a 2-day course. So we go through the slides. Okay, there are about 200 slides. Yeah. So we go through all the recommends. Then there will be some of the case studies. Then we study what are the principles contacting auditing terms. I show you the other part. There's all the classes. Then other parts will be the management review. Then the how to conduct the audit process. So this also we're going to go through. Then there will be some reviews, checklists, developing a checklist, right? Then the group discussion will be there. Then there will be some exercise. There will be some to do the demos, opening meetings, evidence, of course, observing and recording evidence. Then we have a technique of interview. So normally auditing is principle, yeah, your document review, physical inspection, interviewing people. So to identify the any lapses, those things. Then approach of auditors. So there is some exercise, inspection, auditing, reporting procedures. So we're going to discuss. Then there are some conformities, audit findings, major, minors, all those things. Okay, so these are the things maybe I can show. Okay, what time you all want to have a break? Now is about 7 o'clock. You want to have maybe 5 to 10 minute break?
Okay.
We will start back. Now is about 7 o'clock. Maybe 10 minutes later, we will be joined back.
Okay.
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 I will still in the line. I mean, stay in the line. I'll see you in 10 minutes back.
All right.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me all?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, good.
Okay, can.
Hi, Mr. Shaw.
Yeah, just now I
Hi.
tried to restart. Now come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Technology, a lot of error because recently my phone and computer also is locked. There's a one call is a big locker, the Microsoft Acona.
Mhm.
That means you can lock your computer because if you this one, but it's a good security lah. Nobody can change your because there's a lot of attackers, cyber attack.
Okay.
But if you log into this, you cannot reset your wires and other program softwares.
Oh, okay.
But when you try to reformat or resetting,
Hmm.
if you forgot this password, you totally cannot do anything.
That's it.
All the data.
Yeah.
So my data, that's why some of the kept laptop, many thing go. But I have other backups lah. So that's why
I
to
see.
go up.
I see.
So the one also then the phone also nowadays all is it is I think one was drop in the water.
Oh, okay.
So after that I recover back even WhatsApp backup. Some other thing is we can link with your Gmail,
Okay.
Google Drive, so you can luckily able to get back.
Oh, I see.
So that means your documentation data wise is very important.
Very
Sometimes you gone ready, you got all the gone, you cannot make it reference those things. So must be careful.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so I think hope now is no voice everybody can clear, right? It should be okay, yeah.
Yeah, now better.
Okay, so Mr. Show, you're already running, familiar. Mr. Covin, so you are before handling your documentation all? ISO documentation?
Sorry.
It's okay, no problem. Because this is, there's a lot of things to study now. The 3 standards to put on.
Yeah.
So you previously handling documentations?
Yeah. We also have to handling the some documentation for the project management. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So we'll do now. Mr. Ken, you're previously handling documentation ISO?
Not yet actually. It's new to it.
Okay, Miss Lim?
I do because like currently the COVID-19 check also have to follow up the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything is procedures. So that's why I say
Yes.
write and do lah. So this must have a procedure. So you say management measure, manual procedures, documentation, and those things lah. Okay, so that's good. Nothing to worry. So I can, yeah, what I can best I can do, I can share with you all. So I will share some of the real documents, how documents. So because most are theory, they go through the read through lah. But some I show you the documentation, the real audit, and share how to do. So it is better understanding to go lah. Okay, so next I will share the slide. Okay, so this is the ISO 9000 standard. Can see the slide, right?
Yeah.
Guidelines of auditing management system. Sorry, not this one. show you the slide. Okay, let's say I got 45,000. For the occupational health, safety, and management system. So this actually compared to last time, this call is a WOSAS 18,000. Now they convert back to ISO. This will make it to align with all the standards. So that means a good thing about this. So all the classes will be similar.
I see.
The basic, I mean the main content, let's say contacts of organization, the class 5 leadership and worker participations. I mean the leadership will be safety, quality, environmental and food safety, security. There's a lot of standards there. So it's most, they now aligned with the same skeleton. So easy to adapt the various system into one. So that's one good about the new standards.
Okay.
Okay, so planning. So then the other classes like support resources. So same when you look out like fire method, so you need to have a man, machine, material, like resources, your competency, awareness, so it all come factors. Then class 8 will be operation. Then class 9 is performance. So then we're going to monitor and measurements. Then they do an internal audit, management review. Then there's an improvement. Let's say how we're going to deal with the incident, non-conformities and corrective actions and continued improvement. So there was informative, some other thing they give us the gates. So to give our hints how to handle it. So basically based on these standards, they are developed the management system, your instruction records, procedures, checklists, all those things. Right? I just want to have a feel of it to the standards. So there's some terms, interested parties, workers, those things. I will go to a slide we go through. I just to have a feel. So how is the standards should look like? So monetary, go. So this is context of organization. So policy will be all the thing. I mean, most of the classes is similar. So when you go into some of the changes like quality, environmental, safety, but if let's say your policy will be same, your objective going to be a quality objective or safety objective or environmental objective. The responsibility, most of the things is similar. So you are in terms of quality, in terms of environmental, all will be there. Okay, so this is a classes for the 45,000. So there will be 14,000 as well. Okay, so this is environmental. So when I look at these, you see the contents classes, same thing. So terms and condition, context of organization. So class 5 leadership, the planning, then supporting as well. So whichever job, whichever standard you need a supporting role, resources, competency related to the environmental, those things. Then you go operation, your performance evaluation, then you improvement. So total will be 10 classes. So related to 9,000, 14,000 and 40,000. So similar. So because some industry only need environmental, not needed all. But most of the industry, they may have a 9,000 just maintain the quality management system or safety. But some like cleaning, maybe chemical more, they're dealing with the chemical, those things, they go for 45,000. I mean, 14,000. Because they're dealing with the environmental factors. So there's some slight changes only, but more or less the skeleton, all the classes will be similar. Right, okay. Maybe I can go through the slide. Okay, so what is our aims of a new framework? So this will be stable framework for next 10 years. Then they're going to be generic, but still relevant to all types of sizes and organizations. So, but compared to last time, there was, okay, let's say you need to have a manual, you need to have a MR, I mean, the management representative, those things. But now the new changes, they make it simpler. That's why I say is ISO only two things. You write and do. So they make it simpler to everyone to follow, because some organization may not have a lot of resources. If let's say maybe few guys, 2 or 3 guys. So this also we can make it ISO standards.
So
right?
meaning to say that not compulsory for the MR, is it?
No MR, no, not necessary.
Oh, I see.
So previously they need to have, but everybody, because every document go through, they get review, but now no need. So you can make a HOD. That means one, your procedure make, let's say if a mechanical department, you can give it to them. Okay, as a in charge, they can control everything. No need to, because as a MR, maybe top guy, he may not aware of all. I mean, he's not expertise in all. I mean, they can make leadership with their own individual department. Let's say your admin, you can give it to HR department. They can make a decision. They can put it up all.
Okay.
Not needed. So there's some more. They say it's a documented information. There's one more thing is a new thing. So what is a documented information? So same thing. Whichever you do, you have a procedures. You have any kind of you can show the evidence. There's a written documents. But last time you must, let's say manual, there was a lot of a procedure. Let's say if any document change, you must have a request for document.
Yeah, document change require,
request.
document controller, or the change request and all that. All documents
No,
not necessary.
no.
Oh, I
Now
see.
you can make it, but you need to have a version controller. Whichever you changes. Okay, let's say I have that's why different departments. If let's say I change only one department, operation wise, you
Okay.
change the one only, enough.
Oh, okay.
You no need to go through, then you go to MR. But previous one, all you need to request, then the MR need to approve, need to review. Now no need. So this revision, then this revision need to communicate to the relevant people, relevant stakeholders. That's nobody. Make it simple.
Okay.
That's the thing about that. But some, yeah. Okay, so this all type of size and organization, it is focused on effective process management. So this is a process approach. Input and process and output. So everything you go for based on outcome. So if there's something you cannot meet, you can change your process. You can change your methods. There's a free to go for it. So the main concept, that's why I say write and do. Whichever here you must have a documented information. Then you can carry on. So that's one of the things. To reflect the changes in increasingly complex and dynamic working environment, then to apply uniform structure. That's why I say there's different classes, the total 10 classes. So you start from 4 context of organization. So they all, the standard will be similar. So they will make it a uniform structures.
Okay.
Then they simplify and effective implementation and compliance review. So one of the thing also for that, and simple praising to ensure common understanding and consistent interpretation. So that's the purpose of these. Okay, so the other thing is PDCA. Main thing is PDCA. One thing is plan, do, check, and act. So this is a basic concept of the ISO. It's a process approach to ensure that process are adequately resourced and managed. Then there was an opportunity for improvement or determine and acted on. So this is one of the thing as well. Then there was one new thing is a risk-based thinking as a preventive controls and to make maximum use of opportunities when they arise. So this one is risk-based thinking. One of the things new thing previously is not captured. So what is a risk-based thinking? So the risk can be a negative or positive. Because let's say you are in the market is very demanding. That means you develop a new products. Not others, not many people producing products. So then you have opportunity. But if you make the product, there's a lot of challenges, a lot of resources you need to put. But of course, one of the negative part. But if you're able to overcome the negative part, you can able to produce, then your opportunity is there. So that's why if any process to carry out, you need to do a risk-based thinking. So that's one of the new concept lah. Okay, so the PDCA cycle. So that means your plan. You need to establish to the system and its component needed. Then you have to implement what is planned. The check, monitor, and measure processes, and the resulting products and services. So two things, products and service. So what is a products? Example products can be, let's say milk powder, let's say phone, let's say you are making a piping, like a build up a construction, those things, all the things. Your service doing like a training is a service. There's other lot of services is there. So that's main thing, the two thing about that. Then you take action to improve the process and performance as necessary. This is called the PDCA. So in quality management system, so there was a, and you look up PDCA, so the classes, let's say, the same like input, process, and output. So like input, what going to given, organization and its context. Then needs and expectation of the relevant interested parties. Then customer recommend. So this is what we actually you need, right? So you're going to give an input. Okay, so for this, based on this, you're going to plan, right? That number item, class number 6. How are you going to plan based on what is the output? So can be a result of QMS and the products and services. What product are you going to deliver? What are you going to do? So this call is output. So based on this, you're going to plan. After that, as per plan, you're going to do. So this under class 7 and 8. That means in order to do this, you need to have a supporting role and you need to carry out operation. Okay, once you carry out, then you have to do. Then after that, you have to measure. The measuring, the performance evaluation, measuring for the output, right? Is it what I planned? Am I meeting the product spec, the specifications? So you're going to monitor the process, monitor the performance, monitor the specs also. So this based on your customer satisfaction as well. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me. I would like to check, talking about this PDCA, I actually encounter the experience that when in a new environment, when just join the company, in fact, all the senior workers or senior staff, they left. So when they left already, nobody knows the process of the work. So this is a problem. Even though the GM or the senior people there from various departments, they also don't know the process also. Then how?
Okay, so DASCAL is one of the recommend here. So DASCAL is organizational knowledge. One of the classes need to maintain. So that means the company, if let's say correct, this one someone left, who going to take care? Who going to carry out the thing? That's why you have to documented information all must be there. Some kind of experience those things need to keep. But everybody left, what need to do? That means something major breakdown. But that's why that means you most of the guys they are not sure. But if let's say all left already, it's very difficult to do. But if you know the concept, you know this thing, your experience guide go, you can able to you can manage. But you take some time, it will go in. But your company all they have a procedures, all have, right? Your manual, everything have?
So sometimes, even though you're based on the manual, but you don't know whether it's right or wrong. Because nobody check your job, whether correct or wrong. That is a problem. So I find that it's really have to, like what you say, have the company knowledge. You know, the senior people or the management team, someone must know. If not, wow, when the staff left already, the newcomer joined, never passed down the knowledge properly. Wow, I hate it.
Yeah, that's the issue
Become
also.
trial and error, wasting a lot of time.
Correct, correct. So that's why there was a one procedure setting up. Okay, one this procedure. Let's say you are the guy is under supporting and supporting role will come resources. If let's say the guy left, so what I think will be handover, your handover process. The critical to there's a control and uncontrolled document. So some of the secret because some they're not disclosed to everyone, so that they keep it up. So these are the things we need to in the procedure also to maintain. We have to transfer over, but totally major breakdown, but there's a lot of reason why
Yeah.
everybody left. Then these also you need to analyze because a lot of people, the resources for human, you need to analyze also why people left.
Okay.
So a lot of things, but if it is, then what is the solution we're going to make? Either you change new process.
Yeah. From myself, I start
understand.
again to learn.
If let's say no one to get nothing to do, right? No choice, then what the process need we create? If it is not there, if let's say online, then we go to study. We can able to understand, then we go for it.
Okay, thank you.
But if, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so next one is the performance evaluation, then there is an improvement. So the improvement based on your output. So your output based your customer satisfaction. So there's a no non-conformities, no major compliance. So that means you are good to go lah. But it is not your then you have to make an improvement. To measure, then you have to analyze what the root causes. Then you have to what is a way to improve. You go for it. That's why the key thing is the human with the emotional. So this leadership which will come. How you manage with the people. So the one concept thing to need to aware of it. Nobody depend others. Everyone depend on their own. It's let's say company as well. If someone left, what am I going to do? Let's say this guy not around, so what am I going to do? So we need to, it's kind of a self-independency lah. So must be there lah. But totally collapse, one person cannot do everything, right? Let's say you are in admin role. Operation, who going to know? You cannot be do everything what. So there'll be a major breakdown. So, but anyway, but we got to carry on based on our PDCA.
Yeah.
Okay, so these classes, okay, able to see, right? Okay, so this is a plan under planning. So class 4, context of organization, leadership, planning, and supporting role. So these are things you need to plan. So this class under 4, you're understanding context, then your interested parties, what is your scope, and what is your QMS. The leadership, I think every standard will be the same. And leadership and commitment, policy, then your roles and responsibility. Planning, your address and risk opportunities. So this, excuse me. Okay, sorry. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this class under 6 will be risk and opportunities. So quality, objective, and planning. Then there will be a planning changes. Let's say you cannot meet, then what are going to be plan again? You're under support class 7. They need to cover resources and people. Then what are the infrastructure needed for your operation? Then what are the environment for operation and process? Then you go to monitoring and measuring resources. Then you are this underclass organization knowledge. That's why someone left. So we need to make a procedures. So what are the key thing lah? So this one of the thing also is newly captured. Then your competency. That means everyone job they need to have a kind of a training. Then they have a experience. Make awareness, communication, and documented informations. Then class are you going to do the operation, operational planning controls, recommends products and services, your design and development. But design and development, not many organization, especially for new design company only this year. So that means these classes can be excluded when they only do operations and manufacturing only. Okay, then the control of externally provided process and products and services. Then your production service provisions, release of products and services, control of non-conforming products. So this under operation, so-called is process. They're going to check your performance and evaluation. You're going to monitor measurement, analysis, and evaluation. So this can be your input, your process, your output. So this monitoring process will be in various stages. Then you're going to be a customer satisfaction. They go to analysis and evaluations. Is it whether meet any changes to be done? Then you go to contact an internal audit. Then you go do a management review. Then the next thing is improvement. In improvement, general, the non-conformity corrective actions, and continual improvement.
May
So
I know the management review? Excuse
Mm.
me. May I know the management review? Is it still the same once a year, compulsory?
Once a year, normally, yeah, they go for it. But
Okay.
they never say yearly, but they say periodically, yeah. It depends on your organization, but normally mostly they go for every yearly. But newly set up, maybe they can contact 6 months. Depends on the process, depends on the criticality of your products and service. So this one, they never say, that means the ISO say, never say what to do. I mean, they give some gates only. You can decide. As a management, you can make it up. But you let's say your procedure say management review, you're planning to contact 6 monthly lah. Then you will carry out 6 monthly lah.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
that means whatever you write, you have to do. Let's say you plan but not change. Maybe you write revise it lah. No, as per plan cannot meet our thing. Then I go for yearly. Nothing wrong. So you go for it. Okay, so next one, yeah, the relation between for PDCA framework of 14,000. So this also like internal, external issues, context of organization, needs of expectation, interested parties. But this one come is internal issues. But in 9,000, there's no issues will the rise easy. Okay, the scope of environmental management system. Okay, here also same like planning. Your PDCA, plan, do, check, and act. So here support and operation, performance evaluation, improvement, then all in the leadership. Intended outcomes of the environmental management system to come. So you look at the classes. There's some classes not compared to quality. There's some is lesser because okay, but you look out and plan for I think more or less same. Your context of organization, understanding your contacts, interested parties, scope, and EMS. Leadership, same. Policy, the roles and responsibility. Your planning also is more or less same. Risk and opportunities and objectives. Your supporting also same. Your resources, competency, awareness, communication, all. Your operation is lesser because, but this one there will be a emergency preparedness responses on top of operational control. Because when you compare to quality, there is a no emergency preparedness. There's a production those things, right? So there's a difference between QMS and EMS. So only for emergency preparedness and response. The check part, so class 9 performance similar. The monitoring measurements also similar, and management review. Then they go for the improvement, non-conformity corrective actions, and these are also similar. So only there's operation wise there's some changes. I mean there's differences. Okay, compared to 45,000. So okay, so you look out the class 4. Also same context of organization. Every system, most of the system all similar. Then class 5 also similar. The leadership, commitment, policy, roles and responsibility. Okay, this is different. Is you have because dealing with the health and safety, there was a consultation and participation of the workers. This one is a new compared to QMS and EMS. Then planning wise is same. The objectives, those things. Your supporting also same. Your operation wise, I think for EMS and safety standard is same. Operational planning and emergency. The check and act your performance and improvement is, I think this most are everywhere same, I think more similar. Okay, risk-based thinking. Your organization should address both risks and opportunities. There is no formal method for organization risk management or documented risk management process. The organization is free to select whenever the risk management method suitable when suit their company. Because let's say your risk analysis, there's no I mean exact standard lah. You can follow the different country. Let's say in Singapore, we follow 5x5 matrix for the risk analysis. Then they have a HAZOP. Let's say in process industry, there was a HAZOP, hazardous and operability process. There's a fault tree analysis. So they have a different kind of analysis they can use. So you can adapt whichever you want, whichever country record, you can adapt it. So that's one of the things. Okay, the applicability does not refer to exclusion in relation to the applicability of its recommend to organization quality management system. However, the organization shall justify whichever the recommend 9001 which do not applicable to the scope of QMS. So some, let's say if I design those things, you can exclude it. It's not needed, they need to comply all. Your context of organization. Understanding the organization is context. Understanding the needs and expectation of the interested parties. Determining the scope, quality management system and processes, and environmental management system. Okay, let's say interested party. Who will be the interested party? What do you all mean understand about interested party? Can you hear me?
Beg your pardon, don't understand the questions.
Oh, I mean, who will be the interested party?
Customer
Can, yeah.
and also internal customer staff.
Internal staff, yes. Everyone can be related to your products and services.
Yes.
So internally, you do like your QC department, production department, admin department, safety department. So all the interested parties. So everyone do it is interlinked. So that's called interested parties. Let's say you're related to, let's say safety, then you are listed Ministry of Manpower. Also is interested parties. Because nowadays, so COVID, also they come to they will check a safe management measures regulated by BCA, MOM, all this call is authorities, also is interested parties.
Okay.
The organization will need to determine the external and internal contacts that affect the organization. The organization shall monitor and review the information about these external and internal issues that are relevant to its purpose and a strategic direction to the achieve intended outcomes of its QMS and EMS. So there's the internal and external issues also will be there. So what is the internal issues? Same like everyone left the company. This is an internal issue. So how are you going to manage? How are you going to carry out your process? So how are we going to carry out? How are we going to overcome these issues? Example for these are, then the external issues, there's a changes in government policy, changes in the environment. Let's say now we are facing a COVID, this external issue. So you cannot produce a product compared to your services delivery compared to last 2 years back. Now cannot because there's an external issue. I cannot go to other country. So the restricted control measures. So now we affected your QMS and the EMS. This we need to monitor accordingly. Okay, so external contacts, we can let's say go for environmental, we can go for legal, we can go for the technological or social. So environmental wise like COVID outside, go. Then the legal. So these are COVID Control Measure Act. So everybody need to wear the mask. If anyone not wear the mask, you go out. Then the next day, I think evening, the newspaper will come out your photo, right? They come. So next with technological, of course, all the updates, hosting right now technological. Without technological, we cannot go in. So this is a vital of company. I mean everyone. So now also we contact the Zoom with the technological. So then the social factors also will be involved. Okay, so this call is a pestly political. So what example like tax policy, political stability, national election causes changes in the government policies. Also you affect your QMS and EMS. Then your economic, increasing fuel costs, exchange rate, which reduce money for investing. But nowadays COVID, I think all the product costs goes up. If anything want to come all from a foreign country, so they increase the price. Now this time the good make a money to make money. Let's say any metal part, those things if you buy from India, other country, China, those things they maybe not the given same price because they also they spend up. So this one of the economic as well. Then other thing is social. Emphasis on workplace safety influenced by the government initiatives. Same right now compared to like COVID. So your social distancing need to maintain. So vaccinating. So all the social factors involving. Your technological R&D activity, automation, technology incentives, and rate of technological changes. If you let's say look how legal, also need to environmental law, workplace safety and act, labor law, so those things. But now nobody can, foreign worker can bring back. So how to carry the job, right? But we have a job, many things to do, but no manpower to do. So that's one of the issue also we're facing. So this also will affect our QMS, EMS. Your environmental, your climate change causing a flooding and project location as well at the project. So those things have to look out as well. Your internal context, let's say there will be a political, your economic, then there will be a culture, then the organization as well. So these are internal contacts. That's what I think to be done. So you go for technical. So what is your infrastructure, and equipment, what are machinery used within the company for the products and services? They go to check for economic, financial management system, cash flow, capital reserves, and commercial viabilities of organizations. Then look up a culture, your share value, sustainability, teamworks, bottom-up planning, so those things. So your organization capability, policies, standards, guidelines, and what are your strategies, those things. Then political internal. So this also decision making by top-down approach as well. So internal. So these are the internal contacts to look out as well for your QMS and EMS. Okay, understanding the needs and expectation interested parties. The interested parties relevant to the management systems, needs and expectation of these interested parties. Which of these needs and expectations become compliance and obligations? So you must check out. For QMS, this is to ensure the organization consistently provide products and services to meet the customer satisfaction, to comply applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. The organization shall monitor and review the information about these interested parties and their relevant requirements. So these are things under the 4.2. So check it out as well. Then the class 4.1, 4.2, let's say, what is the external factor, internal factors, and who are the interested parties? Who need to answer, who need to liaise with, internal and external. Then what are the needs and expectation? Then how are you going to monitor and review, and what are the implementation stages? So these colors also must be defined. Then determining the scope of management system. So the organization shall determine boundaries and applicability of the QMS and EMS, establish the scope. So that means everybody company must have a direction of what you're going to achieve. What is your goals? What is your scope? So all need to be defined. Extend boundaries and audit based on the context of the organization. Then the scope shall be maintained as documented information available to the interested parties. So that means these are the one of the classes under 4.3. What are you going to do? That means you have a scope, all those things, documented information. What is the meaning of documented information? So these are one of the technical terms. So documented information can be a record, can be a checklist, can be a drawing, can be a written handwriting, a method sourcing. So all will be considered as a documented. That means something to show the evidence as a documented proof. Okay, while determining the QMS scope, companies shall consider the scope shall state the types of products and services covered and provide justification for any recommend not applicable to the QMS. So you can clearly define what you want to do actually. Let's say you have what is the internal, external issues, and what is the recommend for interested parties, or what is your products and service, right? Interested parties love coverage, COVID, then you need to all comply your mask, comply your sanitizer, your vaccination, those things. So these are the recommend for the interested parties as a government authorities. Okay, EMS scope. So there also will be internal, external issues. Then there will be a compliances obligations. Then organizational units, function, and physical boundaries, activities, products and services, and authority to ability exercise control and influences. So these also need to determine. Okay, example like cleaning services for customers in the pharmaceutical industries, your architectural consultancy service for public and private sectors, and provision and electrical instrumentation service, oil and gas industries. So these are the example for that. Okay, so the QMS process will come same. So your input, your process, your output. So that means source of input are going to give the inputs. Your predecessor, processor, that means internal, external, at the customers, other relevant interested parties. Then your input going to be a meta energy information like a material resources. As I mentioned, fire method. So what going to given? So you're going to use a machine, you're going to use a material, you're going to use a method, you're going to use a man. So all those things. So you're going to input. So based on the input given, you're going to do your process. The process, yeah, they go a starting end point. So we're going to carry out. Once you're done, then they go to output. So the output, you have to measure as well. That means how is it achieved, ready or not. You deliver the products and services, then they go to measure the performance, those things. Okay, so the management process, organizations shall determine process needed and the intention, also the applications. As illustrated in the previous slide, single process. The organization shall determine input, output of each process, the sequence of interaction of all the process, and criteria, methods to monitor, control them. Then what are the resources needed for each process? The responsibilities and authorities, the risk and opportunities, and evaluation, implement any changes to ensure achieve intended results. Improve the process and QMS, the company shall maintain and retain document information. So this some of the, or when you go for auditing, so we need to take note. So must be maintain and retain document information. So that means later the classes they need to able to show, need to produce. Cool. So input, process, output. This one will be is a single process. But when you look at overall as well, let's say you're manufacturing, let's say milk powder, right? There's a various section here. Let's say your admin HR function. So what is your input? So HR function, they're going to bring out, provide the manpower resources, right? So what is the input? So input you need to recommend. So every function you must determine what you recommend. Interested parties recommend. Let's say I need to have a technician. So in technician, what I need to have? What the qualification? Let's say look at 5M factors. So the man. So the man, what need to have? The man must be qualified, must be competent. So what competence level is accepted? So because a various level have a various standards, various recommend. Let's say technician maybe have a O level, maybe have a diploma, depends on the process. So they can determine. So with this knowledge, the competency, they can be able to carry out the process effectively and efficiently. So that's one of the reasons. So this is example for the single process. So that means there will be a multiple process in order to achieve your intended products and services. So yeah, we need to look into this. Okay, the environmental management system to achieve the intended outcomes, including enhancing and environmental performance. The organization shall consider organization in context, the needs and expectation of the interested parties when establishing and maintaining the EMS. So this also is same classes for under 4 will come. Okay, so the next one is leadership. Your leadership and commitment. There you go, policy. Then you have organizational roles and responsibility and authorities. So in the leadership classes, the top management shall demonstrate the leadership and commitment. But the more focus on the leadership, the top management be accountable in the organization management system. The management representative is not a mandatory recommend. So as per the new one, it no need to be a management, all need to go through with them. So that means individual section head, you can give it to them. They will not recommend, not mandatory. But if let's say I hold statement, if you want to maintain, can, no issue. You can go for it. But as per the classes, not necessary. But that means if a new company want to set up this, you no need to go for MR, those things. You can assign individual section head, individual departments, you can as a owner, leader of the process.
Sorry,
Okay.
just now you're saying that virtual control test means not necessary to be make a copy for example, for the project once, office once, master copy once, something like that last time, right? So is virtual more than enough? Or only one set print it out?
Even the document management system
Yep. Just print out one set will do.
also can. One set you can make it, but how? But this one, there must be everything they do must, because one thing is you have to maintain and traceability also. Because some function they're doing when they ask up when they interview, can you show me what you're going to do and
Okay.
where you started you doing this process?
What is a common practice people is doing?
Common practices. Normally, if you let's say get happened upon, they give them the relevant process document and give it to them. Let's say HR manager, so they give the procedure to them. Okay, this my procedure. You go to follow. You go to follow accordingly, lah.
I see.
So let's say go for purchasing department. So you are how you going to carry out purchasing? You need to quote it for 3 company, right? To compare the quote. Then before select your supplier, so you need to determine is it the guy is expertise in terms of their expertise.
Okay.
We cannot give it to them because if you wrongly select, I will give to them later you affect your products and service because you give the customer to the deadline. So these contractor no expertise, then it will affect your process.
Yeah.
You delay your thing. If you delay, you become rushing. You're rushing, people make mistake. Then you cannot able to. Then you lost your trust. Then maybe you'll delay. You have a liquidity damage. LD they issue to you. So there's a lot of conflict will come.
Okay.
So that's why I say is do and whatever anything want to do, make it a procedures. But how you make a procedures based on the 5M factors and based on your one H and 5W lah. So this concept come out. Okay. Then your ISO classes. So okay, that means if you what actually customer want, what they need, what the spec, what they recommend. So from that you can determine. So all the according to a needed. Okay, so the leadership and commitment. The management shall demonstrate leadership commitment with respect to QMS. That means they will be taking accountability for the effectiveness of the QMS. Okay, there's one more thing is some other thing to look up. What is effective and what is the efficiency? And efficiency, yeah, efficiency and effectiveness. So some other thing, some like let's say your equipment and machine, is it the same? Equipment, machine, is it the same thing?
No,
What's the difference?
equipment is like equipment is the for the measurement, maybe measuring or some like the equipment to determine. Machining is for the manufacturing.
Machine is manufacturing. Okay. Equipment, non manufacturing.
Equipment is for the measurement or what do you call it? A bit different.
Yeah, so but there's a similarity. Okay, the machine is normally, let's say drilling
Produce
machine.
the products.
Drilling machine.
Yeah.
What the function? What's the purpose of drilling machine? Make a hole.
Yeah.
Let's say your concrete pump, concrete batching planner. They have a motor pump. There's a pump and motor. There's a many motors have, but one motor it is pumping out. One motor sucking out. One motor transferring, but the motor is a machine. It is make rotating, function of rotating. But whether you're rotating down, up, the process will change. That means the total number of machine and motors combined as a one equipment. It is that's a process. It is make a products or maybe set up functions. That's called this equipment. So yeah, there's some there's a differentiation is there. That's also we need to take note of that. Documented information, effectiveness, efficiency, right? Those things, just for to highlight. Okay, ensuring the quality policy and quality objectives established and QMS compatible with the context and strategic direction of the organization. Ensuring integration of QMS requirements into the organization business process. And promoting use of process approach, risk-based thinking. Ensuring the resources needed for the QMS are available. Right. So this is one other thing to leadership need to plan for it and make a commitment to in order to achieve the your products and services. Okay, so this one need to communicating importance of effective quality management system on conforming to the QMS requirement. Ensuring that QMS achieve unintended results and engaging and directing supporting person to contribute to effectiveness and QMS and promoting the improvement. Supporting other relevant management roles to demonstrate the leadership as applies to the area of responsibility. So these are things a function of the leadership. So they got to communicate, they got to engage them. There's one more thing is they got to empower them, because if you make a leadership, they give the power to them. It's not only, some people, they complain those things. They say, no, my boss say you carry out. This one cannot be done because if anything, we need to go through to the leaders, the head of the department. Then the process will be smoother. Then we give them a empower to them also. So one of the call is leadership to maintain it. Okay, next one is a customer focus. The top management shall demonstrate the leadership commitment with respect to customer focus by ensuring the customer applicable statutory, regulatory recommends are determined, understand, and consistently made. The risk and opportunity that can affect the conformity of the product services, ability to enhance customer satisfaction are determined and addressed. The focus on enhancing customer satisfaction is maintained. So this call is a customer focus. So that means you must know what you must listen, you must design, you must do based on what a customer wants. So that's your main, your process, your company process for the thing. So you must be focused on that. Okay, so for the leadership for EMS as well, so same, you would demonstrate commitment, respect to environmental management system. So that means you must take accountability, effectiveness EMS, environmental policy, objectives. I think all everywhere that when you go to a top leadership, so policy, your objective. So based on objective, what you want to achieve, then your programs, your activities, the process all will come. They would ensure integration of the EMS recommend into the organization business and process. Then the resources. The top management need to decide and make sure it's available all the resources in order to achieve your intended results. Same thing, you communicate importance of effective EMS, ensure the achievements achieves intended outcomes, and directing, supporting persons, contributing effectiveness, promoting continual improvement, and supporting other relevant managements. So it's 9,014 all is similar for leadership and commitment. So policy, so also same. Your top management will establish, review, and maintain the policy. Then based on your appropriate context of organization, you need to set up a framework for setting and reviewing objectives. Your commitment satisfy the applicable recommends, QMS and EMS, and it includes a commitment protection environments and commitment for continual improvement and communicating the policy be available for document information must be communicated, understood, and applied and available to interested parties. So normally a policy when they go, they will display the premises. When they do a training, OJT or first day training, SIC, those things they communicate to them, right? What the policy. So this can achieve based on that. So the roles and responsibility. So same also you need to top management ensure they go to assign the responsibility. Then they have to roles assigned, communicated, and understood within the organization. Then the management shall assign responsibility and authority for ensuring the EMS management system conforms to recommend and ensuring the process delivering the intended outputs, reporting and performance and EMS opportunities for improvement, and particularly on the top management. Then they have ensuring the promotion, customer focus throughout the organization for QMS. Then there were integrity of a quality management system, maintain when changes of IMS are planned and implemented QMSs. So those things. So planning part. So you need to action to address and risk and opportunities. Then you go to quality objectives and planning to achieve them. Have any planning changes? Because when the changes may arise, let's say last time our 9,000, 2008. After that they changed 2015. Same like 45,000 also previously was us. So we need to, any planning of changes, you need to adopt for that as well. Okay, action to address the risk and opportunities. You shall consider issues, recommend, refer, determine the risk and opportunity need to be addressed to give assurance and achieve intended results and enhance the desirable effects, prevent and reduce undesired effects, and achieve improvement. Plan action to address these risks and opportunities. Then they go to method to integrate, implement action into the quality management system. Evaluate the effectiveness of these actions. An action to take address the risk and opportunities shall be appropriate to the potential impact on conformity of products and services. So these also one of the things to capture. Okay, so determine the context. So what is the internal, external context? And who will be the interested parties? And you must determine what is the risk and opportunities in terms of QMS, prevent, reduce undesired effects, and the continual improvement. Let's say you go for quality like cost, your scope and time, right? How quality you can produce, how the timeline achievement, so your cost as well. So 3 factors will be affecting as well. Plan action to address the risk and opportunities, and how to integrate and implement, and how to evaluate the effectiveness. So this thing also under 6.1. Okay, so there's one more thing is example for SWOT analysis. What is a SWOT analysis? So it's strength, opportunity, the weakness, opportunity, and threat. So strength. So you must analyze what is your strength you have. Let's say your financial stability, customer loyalty, product innovations. Let's say your strength is knowledgeable competency, then like you're on time. So there mean a lot of the strength may have different company have a different strength available. Then you have to see what is your weakness. So it is negative publicity, untrained workers, poor customer service. So these are the weakness. They may be able to do, but services maybe the response to the customers not in that maybe it's lacking. So this may be the weakness. Then opportunity, like government initiatives, market demand, and reduce price of productions, those things. So one of the things is opportunities. So this is different products and services. There's a different opportunities varies. So you have to find out what is that. Then the threats, example, rapid changes in user demand, increased competition, highest interest rates. But nowadays, due to COVID, right? So not because your border control, we cannot bring them products and materials easily. So that's one of the threats as well may arise. Okay, example for this. What is the risk? Does not meet the delivery deadline due to the procrastination of a delivery man. Who will be the interested parties? Delivery man is outsourced. Customer, salesperson. What is a mitigation plan? Engage another vendor for delivery. As if a salesperson apologize, explain to the client on the delay of the project. A discount provided to the client or next purchase or provide gift vouchers. So those things we give a mitigation plan. And there will be a contingency plan. Evaluation contacted on the vendor every quarterly. Eliminate any vendor who does not fulfill the requirement. So this one of the things is the risk and opportunities, for example, it does not meet any. So if we can think of your own organization, so what are the problem may arise? Maybe any process may failure. So you can think of the way. So how, let's say this process is failure, what I'm going to do? Is there any alternative backup can be done? Or any other methods we can carry out? So from that, we can able to process our processing stages to go or meet the output recommend. Okay, so 6.2, your quality and planning to achieve them. The classes stated that it says organizations will establish quality objectives at relevant functions, levels, processes needed for the QMS. Objectives shall become consistent with the quality objective and be measurable, take into account applicable recommends, and be relevant to conformity of the products and services, to enhancement of the customer satisfaction, to be monitored, to be communicated, be updated as appropriate. The organization shall maintain documented information on the quality objectives. So that means this shall means is mandatory. Yeah, so need to must have an objective. So one of the objective they say is a smart measure. So what is a smart? So the smart means you must be specific, then you must be measurable, you must be achievable, you must be reliable and timely manner. So every your goals and objectives must be smart manner. Put you on that. So when planning how to achieve the quality objectives, organizations will determine what will be done and what resources will be required and who will be responsible to carry out the job and when it will be completed and how the results will be evaluated. You see the question all 1.5W 1H. It will go, although many process, many things will be involved in your 5M and your 5W 1H. If anything want to do based on this, if anything goes wrong, you want to analyze, you want to find the root causes based on this. So most it be based on this. Okay, example. So your QMS objective accomplish 100% of customer satisfaction by year 2017. Your action plan. So how going to achieve 100% customer satisfaction? Provide customer service training for all the sales and assistants. What is your target date? July 17. Who will the key person? Senior sales executives. What is the evaluation methods? Training evaluation by department head. Ensure on-time delivery on product. So target date, it should be monitor ongoing. Who is the key personnel? Operation manager. Customer feedback after delivery. So from this, we can able to check evaluation method. Evaluate the supplier to ensure they provide high quality of products. So you can set up a target 17 material controller. They will check. That means when the supplier, whether on time, as per plan, they can check. Then the supplier evaluation form. So based on this, we can measure. So you can accomplish customer satisfaction. So this one of the example for that as well. Okay, planning of changes. The organization shall determine need of changes of QMS. That means responsibility and authorities, availability of the resources, and integrity of the QMS. The organization shall address the following during planning of change: purpose and potential outcome. That means example, increase effectiveness to increase the quality. Those things we can be take note. And the integrity of the QMS can be integrated into the business strategies. The capability resources to support the change, that means infrastructure, technology use and manpowers. Responsibility and authorities of the person in charge. Any additional roles and responsibilities. So those things will become under planning changes. So we need to be take note also. Any change and continuity, those things. Okay, so 14,000. Okay, let me look up. So now it's a 12:18. So you want to have a break? Dinner break?
Yes, okay.
Maybe we can. How long I want to take? Half an hour.
Okay.
Sure, okay.
So we'll be back on half an hour. So now it's 2018 or 2020 lah. So we back 2:50. Sorry, 8:50. We make it 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Then we come back. Maybe I think the first day. Maybe after break we cover maybe 30 minutes lah. Then we call it up today. Then we continue on next tomorrow lah.
Okay.
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 So I'll be
Okay,
back 9 o'clock lah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
See you
you.
later. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later.
Hi, everyone back.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so maybe we can continue some more half an hour. Then we can call it up today. Then we continue tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, so just now we check until planning 3. Okay, now is for 14,000. Action to address the risk and opportunities and environmental objective planning to achieve them. Okay, so under class 6.1, when planning of environmental management system, the organizations will consider the issues referred to the context of the organization and needs and expectation of the interested parties, scope of its environmental management system. So this need to consider and determine the risks and opportunity related to the environmental aspects, compliance obligations, and other issues and recommends, and potential emergency situations within the scope of the EMS related to the environmental management system. Okay, these to give assurance that EMS can achieve its intended outcomes, prevent or reduce undesired effects which affect the company, and achieve the continual improvement. So what is the meaning of continual improvement and what is a continuous improvement? Any different? Same like a Cuban machine, continuous improvement and continual improvement. Is there any different?
Continue mean not repetitive.
Okay.
Some sort like that. Continuation.
Okay. Then continuous. Right? Some tricky, right?
Okay. By the way, actually, I want to ask you. You're talking about. Risk and opportunity.
Yeah.
Will you be later going to touch on this for the how to apply? How to what do you call that? There's a form, some sort like that. I practicing.
Yeah.
Will you be practicing or exercising on that later on?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah, I want to understand more on that. How should we apply on that?
I give you some sample what they have done. I show you, so you get better understanding. So that means if you know the concept already, then your process you can identify. It's similar, like something like your risk management, risk assessment.
I see. Okay.
So that means it's most. That's why I say when you anything to do the concept I given, your input, process, output.
I see.
Then
okay.
How you going to process make it based on your output. Your output come from where? Your customer recommend, customer demand.
Okay.
What is your intent of those thing? So that means you're going to do install piping. This you get a contract lah.
Okay.
So install piping where? Piping in a petrochemical process.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your output. That means you need to deliver the product lah.
Okay.
So for that, okay, so when you install a pipe, then what are the things? So you based on come back, you must have fire method, your man, your machine method, material. Because your method and process change. Okay. This all is like gearbox, like interlink. You change a method, you need to check out the man. Let's say you hoisting up, lifting using a mobile crane. You just loading, unloading from the lorry.
Okay.
there's a difference because your normal loading, unloading, no need the competent person.
Okay.
But using a mobile crane, you need to have a lifting team.
Okay.
So that means it's based on the process. The process become your duty. That's why I say quality environmental is at only four. You remember your 4-letter duty. You know your duty. I mean, every person they know duty. Nothing goes wrong. Someone left, someone no understand, someone doing those things.
Okay.
Come. So
Yeah. But for the RA, there's a matrix or 3x3,
correct.
Right, something like that. How about this risk and opportunity or some kind of risk? I mean the matrix as well, or no?
There is some. They say how going to. I show you later.
Sure.
So
No
I
problem.
show you all the
yes.
manual, those things, so you can more. I mean, rather than we read through a very boring. I will show you some of
Yeah, that's why I
will
would read through very
correct. This one, you know, last straight for SL maintain these are the no need, but some need to touch up. I will show you the maybe tomorrow I show you the manual.
No problem. Sure.
Exact real one I show you. Then you can how to capture. Then the main thing there's a many things written how to write make it my system. No need to many things because they say hey, I have like 500 page my system. Is it good? Is it good? Is it many things to written? Not necessary.
Not necessary.
Not necessary. What your process do, I show evidence can ready. But these based on your standard criteria. That mean what are the classes?
Okay.
If you comply, ready should be okay.
Okay.
So that's why is if you write and do this basic concept is there, then your duty is there. We can go around no issue. Some people very complicated is no. You understand the concept, whichever you go check out. This I mean when you think when you do process, this one must be in keep on in mind. The fire methods and 1H5W. You every time you must in your mind. When you do process, after complete, then all those things. This one in everyone, because it's not only your work, your process those things. It is your personal life also. What you want to achieve? What is your life?
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve? So what your personal life? So what are things to be done? So it will applicable everywhere. That means
yes, correct.
Even any movement, anything to be happen, or something goes wrong, these factors it will involve. Come on.
Agree with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. So maybe we can go for
what is the difference? Continuously continue.
Continuous. Okay, continuous means okay. There's a continuous process. But continual. That means is whatever you do, if you are continually. That means that the process, whichever you do the process, you maximize. That means there's a no. That means we can say optimize. Optimization. So that's the best you can. There's no other way to do better than that.
Okay.
Try all the methods and resources, those things. We can say something optimization. But continuous every time, but is versus you whatever you do, then your process approach will come. That means it's like just now you see also it's a single process and total overall process. We have every process. Let's say your HR process, your supporting role, purchase, maintenance, those things is a single every separate. But if you collectively everything put together, then what are you going to achieve? Your intended, your customer, your delivery, your objective, all those things. So it's something like that lah. Continuous and continual difference. It's similar, but it's like a continuous. I will say is a single process. Continual is a whole process.
I see.
That's different. Let's go.
Single the whole.
Yeah. Okay. So as first class, maintain and document the information. Risk and opportunity need to be addressed. Processes needed for 6.1 to 4. Okay, environmental aspect. Within the defined scope EMS, organizations shall determine the environmental aspects of activities, products, services, the associated environmental impacts, considering your life cycle perspectives. So what is aspect? What is the impact? So environmental impact. So it's something like what is a hazard and what is a risk. So it's something I show you later the example. Okay, when determining the environmental aspect, the organizations will take into account change, including a plan on new developments and new or modified activities, products and services. Your abnormal conditions, reasonably foreseeable emergency situations. So those things we need to take into account. The organization shall determine those aspects that have can a significant environmental impact and communicate the significant environmental aspects. The organization shall maintain documented information of its environmental aspects, associated environmental impacts. Criteria to be used determine the significant environmental aspects and significant environmental aspects. So those things need to be maintained. That means whatever the job. Let's say you are producing chemicals. But when you're producing chemicals, there's a new, but you need the raw materials. That one also will come from chemicals. So when you do the process, there you a lot of, maybe you are releasing energies, you are using energy to make a process. Let's say like milk powder. So when you do up, you need to run a boiler, you need to make dryer, inject those things. So you need to operate the fuel equipment. So that means you are release all the carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide to the environment. So you're going to impact the environments. So that's the thing, because this you're going to make a products. Maybe suit them some services, cleaning, right? But cleaning using chemicals, this your liquids, maybe all cleaning go to the land, discharge to the water pollution, land pollution, those things. We can be a product, can be a services, all those things. So we need to analyze. So what is aspect and impacts and to minimize. Okay, so aspect, environmental aspect, the element of organization activities, products or services which can have a beneficial or adverse impact on the environment. It's called environmental aspect. Your significant environmental aspect is an environmental aspect which has or have a significant environmental impact. Your impact, any changes to the environment, whether the adverse are beneficial wholly or partially, resulting from an organization activities, products, services. The contamination of the soil and water, depletion of a natural resources. This call is an impact. That means your aspect is like I will say it's a hazard lah, activities.
Okay.
What is a cut? Then the impact is a risk. That means what going to be it's like injury. But I mean when you will talk about risk assessment, they will look up bodily injury or damage, those things lah. But here, if it's not going to be anybody going to be maybe they go to injury, bleeding out, those things. But it is impact to the environmental. That's why I say is putting that aspect impact. Whatever products, whatever activities or services doing, we must analyze. That's a recommend. Okay, so the interaction between aspect and impact. So this is a source, path, and target. Your aspect is the element of organization activities, products, and services which can interact with the environment. Because in order to produce products, so your activities are your process. So this call is aspects, because they're going to interact with the environment. When the impact, any changes to the environment resulting from organization activities, products, and services. Let's say same when you're going to produce, you are releasing carbon monoxide, then you're going to affect your air impurities to the environment. Discharge of water, discharge the contaminated water to the land pollution. Discharge in the water pollution. So it's impact. Okay, so example of the aspect. That means air emission is a aspect. Your wastewater discharge is a aspect. Solid and hazardous waste generation, land use and contamination, use of natural resources, production activities. So this call is aspect. Okay. The air emission, I mean, these are things you're releasing energy, those things. But this can be positive, this can be negative. Your air emission, all the air, because some of the process, let's say your biogas, those things, if it is some from the waste they generate, but this biogas is not going to damage. I mean, when you produce content to the container, those things we become is a fuel. We produce with this air emission from the waste, we can make it as a product. But some impurity, let's say you're running a vehicle, let's say your car, lorry, those things, this one, you are not going to contain any product. So this one released to the environmental. So this affect the quality of the environmental air pollution. So that means this will become an impact because you are negative impact, your negative negative method with the, that's why it become an impact. Your water discharge also same. It is so that means because you are there's a contaminated, there's a speck also have. Let's say in construction site, when you discharge the water, but of course when you're using, you make a process, you must, the soil all will be disturbed. Then let's say raining come, what the silty water going to come in. But how are you going to discharge? Because without water, we cannot carry out the process one. So I need to discharge out. Then how are you going to do up? So this one need to do the treatment for the silt. But I cannot fully make it the drinking water. So what can be done? So there's a spec, because you need to have a 50 milligram per liter. You treat, then this one is acceptable discharge to the water sources. So that's one of the reduce the impact. But if you more than that, that mean all the water, that mean this one mixed to the river or something, so going to be polluted, water contamination. So that's why some other thing they make it illegal. So this one, anybody carry out the process, you must comply these act and regulation. So this become a legal obligations to come up. Similar others, land come up, pollution, contamination, those things. Okay, example of sources. Your facility can be a power supply, heating or cooling system, a chimney, a treatment plant, right? So those things a facility. Then you have a production and activities. Let's say natural resources, construction, utility consumptions, generate of the waste and construction activities. Your support function can be transportation. So when you do transportation from one place to other place, because you are using a lorry, those things, then you also your emission, the air impurities, your fuel gases, those, I mean carbon dioxide monoxide. This will impact air impurities, air pollution. That's why nowadays coming electric car. So compared to fuel, but how to make electric energy, that one also you convert from others. You have to make burn the coal and others resources, those things can come out. Okay, example of environmental impact. Okay, depletion of the natural resources. Example like depletion of the food resources, depletion of the mineral, or deforestation. So these also have a natural depletion of the natural resources. Environmental issues can be a global warming, your rise of sea water level, a ozone depletion, or can be climate change. Then you affect the human health. So these also the environmental issues, because now because of the global warming, all the emission of air pollution, then the ozone will be damaged. But now due to the corona, I think I hear that there was all the ozone layers are closed down. So now there's a many environmental impact reduce and improve. There's a positive effects was there in the environmental. So that means this, due to corona, not many operations or many vehicles not operated. So they mean maybe the chances to less climate changes.
Natural recovery lah.
Correct. Some way to do that. Maybe this one of they say is one of the things a God of act lah, because
Yeah,
human have a power those things. Maybe there's a certain age and limit. If you are youngsters, then maybe they got more energy lah. But when we growing old, but we have in mental strength and power, but we may not have a health power, physical power.
Yeah.
So sometimes the natural, I mean, beyond our human, there was the higher power than human. That's what they say is a god lah, art of god lah. Then they say ghost, maybe the one the bad bad power lah. So to go. So we have to see how lah to go. So these are the issues. Then other one is environmental pollution. Can be air pollution, water pollution, your soil pollution, sound pollution, and thermal pollution. So these are called is environmental impact. So whatever want to do the job, I mean the activity, services, we should not impact. That means the impact level must be lesser lah. But we cannot be zero lah. I mean they cannot be say zero risk, zero impact. Cannot be. So there will some will be there, but normally they need to reduce to minimize. Even as per the WHS Act also to minimize the risk, minimize the impact. So that's is good to carry out lah. Okay, so example of aspect and impact interaction. So construction work, let's say aspect, construction activities, your use of timber, also natural resources, your generation of the construction waste and diesel construction. So these all the aspect. Then what is the impact? You have a sound pollution, construction activity, make the hammer, those things, so your sound pollution. Then your deforestation, use of a timber can be, I mean, all the chop, all the trees. They all the chop ready, then there's no rain. Then there's no oxygen. So then later going to be climate change, global warming. So those things because of use of your depletion of the resources. That's why the government all come up with the plans and acts to reduce those things. Because never I only do this much only ma. The world is very big. I only use little bit, nothing wrong ma. Everybody think then everybody use the same thing, then all going to be natural depletion. Then a lot of impact. Then we have a waste pollution, air pollution, those things come. So let's say, for example, the chemical industry, your release of SOx, sulfur dioxide, your water, electrical consumption, your chemical treatment waste, all those things. What is impact? Your release of sulfur dioxide, you become air pollution. Your water and electric consumption, natural resources depletion. Then your chemical for generation of liquid and solid. So these are the impact for the other examples. Okay, so the life cycle assessment, LCA. So this is a technique which can be used to assess impacts of the product or process on the environment through each stage of the life cycle from the cradle to grave. That means from raw materials to an eventful disposal. So this call is they say any product or the process you delay, they will analyze. So how you going to be, what are the resources going to use? They mean they try to minimize, to reduce. It can be used to compare two different products with the same performance requirements to determine which is the most environmental acceptable and reusable cloth diapers versus disposable paper diapers. So those things are same like that when you use a plastic. So it is not is a degradable or biodegradable. So anything go, but some the product, some of the even the bags maybe they're made with is a degradable. So some item also biodegradable. So those things they will base on the life cycle assessment. How much to reduce the impact to the environment, natural resources. So this also we need to, as per the classes, you need to come out. So what are the products you're going to to do and what other thing can be minimized to go. The process of life cycle assessment, the environmental impacts arise at every link in the chain of process. The LCA looks at the impact associated with the each stage. Let me look at the products, the raw material goods in between. So the in between, what are you going to do? You're going to put up energy, you're going to inject a water, you're going to put up a land, you're going to use a gaseous, then solids. So these are the things you're going to become, make a product. These are going to use and going to affect as well. So it's like example for LCA greenhouse gas. So carbon footprint. So carbon sinks. This one is a GH, a greenhouse gas emissions. They have a scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. Maybe I can a little bit scroll up. Okay, so let's say we look out from, let's say, tree. Yeah. So once is the forest, you chop out, become a product. So this wood product, how are you going to make it? This chop out, then you to cut sawmill and operation. So cut the thing, become a product. Then after that, this one some like a durable products, books, those things. Let's say forest, then after chop ready, then what are you going to do? You got to harvest operation. After that, how are you going to operate? By cutting. You cut ready, make a product. So this one thing. Then after that, there was you cutting those things, maybe go for the bulk and paper mill operations. So when you're going to make this one, how are you going to make the peppers? You're going to use a purchase chemicals, make a process to clean up those things. So one for these also you need the transportation. Done ready, pepper, then go to the customer. Then customer become your books, total products, and paper, because this also need to use to go up. After that, this one all going to landfill. They go to recycle. Some of the paper they're going to recycle in. That's why when you go to all the disposal waste, they go for plastic, they go for the metal, others, right? They separate out so they can redo cycle. I think for NEA, all the waste disposal facilities, they're recycling all those things to go. That's why therefore the reduce, reuse, and recycle. So everything you dispose. We need to product production, a lot of emission, a lot of depletion of the resources. Then you're going to affect your impact, the environmental impact. So that means the company whoever protects so must be aware of this, must have knowledge. So you try to the approach for 3R principle. So that why we do all this, because you have to minimize reduce the environmental impact. This will avoid the climate change, global warming, those things. Okay, so the next one is a compliance obligation. So organizations shall determine, have access to compliance obligation related to the environmental aspects. Determine how this compliance obligation apply to the organization. Take these compliance obligation to the account when establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving its environmental management system. The organization shall maintain documented information and compliance obligations. So based on these classes, that's why when you do any process, let's say I'm going to install a piping to the petrochemical process, then what is going to be when you from the process, you must check out, let's say, what the sound pollution. Let's say working in the construction site, what is your noise level, emmissible noise level next to the resident area? Because this is also one of the affecting the human. So this will be 85 dBA for this one for human normal acceptable level, but there's a decibel timing also like 7 to 7 morning, 7 to 7 p.m. Then about 90 dBA they can expose from the construction activities. But after 7 to 10 or 10 to 7, maybe lesser 70 or maybe even 55. So this is one of the legal recommend to comply, to prevent or minimize exposure to the human health, those things. So because this is legal compliance. Let's say your water disposal. When you carry out the process construction activity, so you must, this also environmental act. So they will specify also. Let's say you discharge the water, silty water. So minimum you have to 50 milligram. You cannot more than that. If it's higher, it's called a water pollution. So they will come back to track the PUB come, check out non-compliance, then they issue a fine. Maybe initially they given warning as a thing given. So after that, they issue a fine because you never comply the legal applications. So that means whatever your process need to go, you must study, you must analyze what is the legal applications. So based on that, you need to develop and design your process, and you have to do the process accordingly. So this one of the thing take note as well. It's a must be, this document must be maintained as well. Okay, example of environmental law, same Control and Vectors of Pesticides Act, Environmental Protection and Management Act, Environmental Public Health Act, and there was a Hazardous Waste Control of Export Import Transit Act. Then there was a Radiation Protection Act. Then there's smoking prohibition in certain places. That's why I know some more of the coffee shop, even bus stop, those things, right? So they have smoke-free zone because one of the to impact as well, so environmental impact. Then example of other recommend industry code of practices and non-regulatory guidelines and agreements, those need to go. Agreement, public authority, those things. So this is internal agreement. Do you have a green plan and a Rio Declaration Environmental Development and Kyoto Protocol emission and Montreal Protocol substance deplete the ozone layers and Vienna Convention protection ozone layers and Basel conventions and others, international convention for this. So these are things, compliance obligations. Okay, maybe look out another one. Okay, so these are the need to be considered. How does the organization access, identify relevant legal and other requirements? How does the organization keep the track of legal other requirements? How does the organization communicate relevant information on legal other requirements to the employees? And legislation identified correctly, cover all the aspects, impacts, operations, and legal register available, permit a license. Let's say you're using certain kind of a hazardous chemical, you cannot buy, because even the seller who want to use, they will ask for the license. They must obtain the license. That means if you buy the hazardous material, how you're going to use and which process, and when you're going to use, how safely you're going to use, how you're going to transport, and how you're going to dispose, all the one they will to check out. Then they have a permit license, then only give it to them. The evidence of compliances, that means data of records, supported monitor and measurements, and a procedure for notifying authority for any breaches. Also note the take note, and procedure for recording any non-compliances and taking appropriate corrective actions. So these are things need to check it out, because the law never say, let's say you do start a business, you're going to carry out the process. If nothing goes wrong, nobody will ask question. If anything goes wrong, they will ask why. So like ambulance alarm, why, the sound will come. So people will ask, right? So that's why you must be know what, before any process you need to know, you must know what is the legal compliance first. Then you get same like in the current situation, corona all, you need to have a mask, sanitizer, keep distance, those things. So these are the legal compliance obligations. So need to follow accordingly. Okay, so planning action. The organization will take action to address significant environmental aspects. So what are they going to carry out? And compliances application. Let's say you do the process. Let's say doing a chemicals. So what are the things? Let's say certain chemical cannot, you must have license those. You must identify these compliance obligations. And you have to analyze what is the risk and opportunities. based on your process and products, and how to implement action into the EMS process, and evaluate the effectiveness of these actions. When planning these actions, organizations will consider technological options and its financial, operational, and business requirements. So those things need to check it out. So it's under planning. Okay, severity versus this is a method of this. Okay, so how we're going to carry out is based on the severity and likelihood. So this one is same like a risk assessment, but here they based on losses, maybe impact to the environment. They will, but similar also can, but there's no right or wrong. You can approach another because different countries have different approaches, but more or less based on severity and likelihood. The mean likelihood is a possible to be occur. Severity is the impact. What's the consequences based on your process and products. So this is kind of a measurements you can do. I mean, go by 5x5 matrix. Let's say 5. Let's say it's greater than 10 million loss is a catastrophic. So it's 1 to 10 million is a major loss. Moderate will be 100 to 1 million. So 10K to 100K, less than 10K. So these are the things, they are severity, but possible. So this one likely the same. Rare, remote, occasional, those things. So they go for RPN and severity, same like using a risk customer same. What is a high risk? What is a medium? What is a low risk? So based on this, they can carry out. So example, not comply with the legal recommend. Your likelihood 4, severity maybe 2, your impact is a S, the mean 8. What is a control action can be taken? Monitoring a legal register. You appoint specific person to keep track on the legal changes. Update a legal register every week. That make sure all the legal regulation have been communicated to the relevant people. So they must aware of it and comply accordingly. Right? So the time is 9:37, 9:40 lah. I think maybe we can stop it here. Then we continue tomorrow.
Okay.
So any question? We can maybe we can address tomorrow. If anything want to ask, then we can discuss tomorrow.
Okay.
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 Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So
Bye.
I will send you
Bye.
the link again. I think prepare that tomorrow. Then we send you again.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.